Hello YouTube, welcome to this video, and it's another in my series of Zippo lighters. And over the last couple of weeks, either side of my hospital visit, I showed you the introduction to the series, the Florentine lighter from 1970 something, then also the 1951 leather lighter last week, and this week unfortunately the price has gone back to its full price of £20 if you live in the UK, and it's the Belle Kogan 1938 replica. Genuine Zippo product as per normal, and that's what your first look at the lighter is. Those videos I just mentioned are in the description down below, and you might wonder who Belle Kogan is, and RJ will tell you. Is a mark of the guarantee. Gold finish there, if you can see. Zippo mark there. And opens in a traditional way. RJ's yet to put fuel in it, but a really attractive lighter. As I said, a replica. These lighters are on sale in UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand and South Africa. Nowhere else. Don't ask me why. I thought they'd be cornering the German market, but that's down to the guys behind Zippo lighters. You get a book which explains about said lighter. At the end of the video, I will be showing you pictures of the book with close-up photography. Okay. Zippo's were introduced in 1938, and George G. Blaisdell actually commissioned the lighter in 1936. Now, Belle Kogan is a Russian emigrant who was forging an international reputation in industrial design. She created a series of elegantly decorated lighters, and so she was a designer at Zippo. And there's a picture of the lady there. After man's heart, evidently. Just as Blaisdell's background as well, Kogan had the added challenge of being a woman in a profession dominated by men. Kogan's artwork was legendary, and she was particularly gifted, and when she was 4, she moved from Russia to Pennsylvania, where she had a good aptitude for art. Despite winning scholarship at the Pennsylvania Academy of Art, Kogan was elected to attend the Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, where she paid for her education by teaching the class on mechanical drawing. In the next few years, she worked for her father in the jewellery business for the Quaker Silver Company, and she went on to Rhode Island School of Design and New York University. Kogan admired her work, and Blaisdell admired Kogan's work, and Kogan created with Zippo quite a few lighters. One of them being this. Each lighter's linear motif features etched vertical, horizontal and diagonal diamond patterns, respectively, which are filled with rich black enamel. This is all in the original plain lighter case. Zippo had added some diagonal lines to the opposite corners in the case of late 1933. Now, Kogan went a bit, brought the standards to a higher level, and a combination of Art Deco with classical architectural design, she designed quite a few lighters. The Kogan lighter is, as I said, a tribute to her, and there's some more pictures here. An advert, and the design executed on the 207G gold dust finish lighter using an auto engrave process. As I said, these are replicas of the real lighters. You wouldn't get it for 20 quid if you try to buy it second hand, evidently. Then it talks about what happened in 1938 in the world. As you know, World War II was just around the corner. It then goes on to space milestones, which is there and there. Those pictures at the end. During the Cold War, the US was battling against the Russians for control of the skies and supremacy, and Zippo has always celebrated the actual milestones of history. In 1957, the Russians launched the first satellite into space, Sputnik, followed by Sputnik 2, and also a dog. The US was concerned about the Russia gaining prominence, and in 1957 they commissioned a rocket, and the first man in space was in 1961. During the 60s, the Zippo paid tribute to astronauts returning from spaceflight as national heroes by presenting them with commemorative lighters. Interesting question, how many astronauts smoked? And how did they cope up in space without having a cigarette? These are days before e-cigs. Well, I don't know if e-cigs are allowed in space. Anyway, getting back to this. Each recovery crewed spacesuit was commemorated by issuing a Zippo lighter. In the early days, it was carried out by the Navy, and then later the Air Force. Lighters were created by the graphics saluting different launch programs, and many were reissued several years after the mission, so checking the date code on your lighter to ensure whether it is an original or a reproduction. The Mercury program was launched in 1959, which was the answer to Sputnik. The Apollo 1 was launched in 1961, the Gemini 1 in 1963. NASA itself was created in 1958. Skylab was launched in 1973. And then in 1977 through to 1992, you had the various space shuttles: Enterprise, Columbia, Challenger, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour. And those are said pictures. Once again, that's the lighter. Then that's how it finishes off, with about a piece about John F. Kennedy saying he wanted man on the moon by the end of the 60s, which, as you know, America did. Okay, what follows is some pictures from said book. That's, as I said, a tribute to Belle Kogan. 1938 replica. I prefer last week's leather lighter, I have to admit. And next week, RJ's got the Battle of Britain lighter, which is the fourth lighter in this series. Okay, give this video a thumbs up, and that's the lighter again. Still a wonderful piece of art. Stay lit.